Good morning, everybody. My passion is beauty. I love everything from lipstick to color to hair color to nails. Always got my nails going on. Extensions is, I want to say, probably my most favorite thing, just because I've been wearing extensions for over 15 years. I started with ponytails, and then weaving my hair, and then individuals, and everything you can think of. So that kind of like made me an extension specialist. And just because I've been wearing all types of hair, from synthetic to 3 grade, 2 grade, and now the highest grade, I can touch hair and I know exactly, like, you know, what it is. Does it have animal products in it? Does it have synthetic in it? Is it good? Is it not? Is it Remy? Does it still have the cuticle? So there's a lot of questions about hair, especially extensions. What kind of extensions do you guys wear?
Clip-ins.
Clip-ins? Okay. Do you like it better, like to take them off at night, or yeah?
I don't take them off, I just sleep with them.
Oh, because there's a lot of people that do extensions and they only do sew-ins, or they only do the fusion, or they only do the microlinks. Like, they don't look at the whole picture, they all just look at, you know, whatever they're comfortable with doing. And just to let you guys know, I've been doing individuals forever. I kind of created my own flat track method. I'm really comfortable with doing the fusions just because I love, like, you know, how the keratin goes easily on the hair and doesn't really damage it. It comes right off if you crack it. But right now I'm learning, I mean, I already know how to sew because of the flat tracks, but I'm learning how to braid right. Yeah. Because I get so many customers that ask me, oh, can you do the sewing? And it makes me feel stupid if I say no and refer them to, like, you know, some other cosmetologists that I know. Or, so you know, it's just to let you guys know, it's always a progress. Like, you're always learning in this business. There's never a stop. And it's good because, you know, you keep your mind active and you gotta keep, you know, keep yourself educated. Last time I gave a demo, but I was talking about, like, particularly the method that I created with microlinks and making a flat track and then sewing it on. And I did bring a sample today, but I want to switch it up a little and tell you guys about all the different methods of extensions. So we already talked about the sewing, right? So we all know it's like you braid it up and then you sew it on. You can do either tracks, or you can do a partial, or you can do a full head. I want to say it's not really as comfortable for everybody to wear, but it's, if you're used to it, it's a great way to put your own hair away, keep it, you know, kind of like packed away, that's how I like to call it, and then sew hair on. Alright, so we got the microlinks. They're called eye-tips as well. So we were talking about the classic weave. So that would be the hair that you would use for it. It comes on a weft. Obviously in different colors. I have blonde here right now. I colored this part a little bit so don't get confused. If you guys want to touch it, you guys can kind of see that you can use the same thing. You can sew it on a flat track instead of a braid. A lot of people like that now these days because it takes a long time for the braid after you wash it to dry. So the whole braided weave can be a little uncomfortable for some people, so that's how this came about, I believe. And everybody does it different. The way I do it is I do every inch a microlink and then connect the hair again from microlink to microlink. A lot of people just do microlinks and then sew it into the microlink or under it. And I don't really know if the nylon thread is that healthy to sew it on in between the hair. I feel like it cuts the hair by the root. So that's how I kind of like created this method. There's a million people doing extensions now these days. You can go on Craigslist and you find people for $50, $60 putting in extensions, but you know, it's the same thing. that's the quality you get, you know. They don't really know placement. They're I don't know, maybe saw a YouTube video and you think you can, you know, reenact, and that's why it's going to make you, to build your business, to build your clientele, that's what's going to make you stand out. Because you want to professionalize your technique. A lot of times I get clients that went to somewhere that did it really cheap for them, and they didn't really know what they were doing, and they lost a lot of hair, but they're, you know, they want to get the right extensions, so they'll come, you know, they'll come to me. I have like a ponytail. You know, you can do a lot of updos. This is not real human hair right now, but you know, for a night or for a video shoot, photo shoot, like this can come in really handy. To make the hair really like editorial big, you can put like 3 or 4 on them. You know, make like little knots everywhere and then just put them on and play with the curls. So it's a big variety that you can do. For example, for one photo shoot, I created this. So I'm going to hold it up like this. It looks really funny right now, right? You don't really know what to do with this. But I had a photo shoot that was about like the Renaissance, and I was thinking like, how can I make the hair really, really big? And I didn't want to stress her hair out too much because she has beautiful long blonde hair. And I thought about, like, everybody knows like those floral, you see this like green stuff in here? It's like you like, you know, put like flowers on it and stuff. So what I did is I got blonde hair. This is like the cheap hair, the weaving hair that you make braids with. It's like 99 cents or something. So what I did is I kind of like created this crown, glued it all together, put like this little globe, half globe on it, and wrapped it around with hair and secured it with little pins. And then the braids that you see, like this right here, is a headband. So I used that for the styling, and then I created my own little braids and just wrapped it around. And what I did is I made a ponytail with her hair and then pulled the ponytail through the hole here. So there's a hole here, and the hair came out right here, and I kind of pulled it over and made like little curls. And just to show you guys what came out, you know, you want to be really, really versatile. Also, I don't know if anybody's into makeup and like photo shoots, video shoots, but extensions can also be, you know, a cute, funky wig. You know, put some eyelashes on, like really, really long ones, and put the bottom in pink or something, and you know, it's sky's the limit. Or if you have a client, you know, there's a lot of women, especially here in LA, in the industry, that want to stand out. And you know, if you have like things like this in your portfolio, that's the extension method. You know, you make a person into a different person, and that's what people like, and that's how you gather your clients, for sure. These really cute little headbands now. You can either make them yourself, or you can buy them like this. Does anybody do customized clip-ins? Measure your client's head, and then sew the clips onto the hair. Yeah, you do that?
I did that. I buy it like long hair.
You buy long hair? Oh, you do it?
I did it.
Oh, you did it?
I got extensions, yeah.
Did you like it?
Yeah.
Yeah? And then
Bought it all on a single thing and then made it stick as I wanted it to.
good.
The measuring.
Did you learn it somewhere, or did you just thought of it yourself, or?
I think someone told me to do it.
Okay. Yeah, that's great, because there's a lot of women that don't want to wear permanent extensions, but they want to have, you know, they want to have the clip-ins. So it's a great way to make money by, you know, purchasing the hair, measuring the head. A lot of people have different shapes. A lot of people don't want that whole, you know, there's like, in the regular, sometimes, you know, the hair is synthetic, you can't really curl it, and, or, you know, it gets like, at the ends, you wear it maybe 2 months, 4 times, and the ends are like destroyed, and you know you can't really do anything with it. So that's a really, really good way to, you know, do this for your client. Make clip-ins for them. How do you put the clip-in?
But then it slips out. Like my hair is too like straight and then won't stay.
Braid it.
Braid it?
You use a tiny, tiny little braid where you would tease it, and instead of teasing it, just make a braid, and then hang the clip onto the braid.
Like a horizontal braid?
Not even. It can be like you can go right in here. Make a little tiny braid, like maybe four little braids, or like 4 little rows down. Secure it with a little rubber band. Clip it on. Way healthier. This is like a really, really good tip for you guys now, because if you do that on your client, they'll love you forever. Because, you know, that's a really, really big thing with extensions, is enhancing your beauty. Not destroying it, not messing it up, because a lot of times, you know, when you do things to the hair, you want to make sure it comes out or it stays healthy. Maybe, you know, your client won't notice the first time, the second time, the third time, but the 4th time, they'll notice a difference in the hair. A lot of people, or a lot of cosmetologists that know that do extensions, they measure the diameter of the hair when they take the hair out and redo it, just to let the customer know, hey, you're not losing hair. Because every customer or client freaks out when you take the hair out and then you comb it and you wash it and a lot of hair is coming out. But that's just because, you know, you lose a certain amount of hair each day. And if you have extensions, they can't go anywhere. So, you know, but the customers or clients are really, really worried about that. Any other extension methods? Yeah, you can use the glue, the quick weave. Okay, there's 2 methods. You can either glue it on the hair. Very, very damaging. Very damaging. I mean, unless you take the time and oil it 24 hours and pull it like slowly out. But that little glue bottle, it's like a grayish black glue bottle with a little red top. Ooh. Very, very damaging to the hair. You can, if, you know, somebody wants a weave, you can braid the hair up in like, I call it a coconut. And then you can put a net over it, sew the net onto the bottom, and then glue the hair to the net. It's a healthy way to do a quick weave. It will last you about 6 weeks. You don't have to really use expensive hair, because the hair afterwards is going to be done anyways. But another thing that's really, really popular and that's really on upcoming are the tape extensions. Anybody hear of them? Yeah. They come like this. Double-sided tape. Oh, let me put it on the camera. There we go. I choose to get the little ones because they're bigger ones too. But the big ones, it's really, really hard to place them unless your client wears them straight down every day. Because these extensions, they will last you about 3 or 4 months. You can wash them. You can do anything with it. There's a solution. So don't. And I'll come to that too. There's a maintenance, and then, you know, you have to tell your client to come back to, you know, for you to take the extensions out. Extensions is an investment. You should tell all your clients, you know, it's something you're going to spend a lot of money on. It's not just like one time getting extensions and then that's it. You guys all touched the hair, right? This is 5 grade A. Remy human hair. This one right here particularly, not the blonde one. Because everybody, you know, you guys felt it. It's a little coarser. Just because the cuticles are opened. It's been, you know, processed, colored, probably bleached before. This one, you can feel how fine it is. Super virgin hair. Never seen hairspray. Never got colored. Never anything. Or the company that I purchased it from, they're really big into, like, human rights and stuff like that. So most of the hair, or all the hair, is from women that willingly donated it, because, you know, there's a lot of things going on in the world now with hair. Where, yeah, I heard the craziest stories, like women in prison in third world countries, they get their head shaved, and the prison guards sell their hair, and yeah, like there's some stories, yeah, and there's temples in India where people, you know, donate their hair for different reasons, and then the people sell them and they don't know that their hair is getting sold. But yeah, no, this hair is, and that's why it's a little expensive as well. Like I'd rather purchase quality than quantities. That's kind of like my thing. I only get the highest grade, only from one donor. That's kind of important to me too because I don't like to mix hair. So I feel like you can tell.
What kind is it? Like are there different types of like Indian hair?
There's Indian. I particularly, they say, okay, there's Indian, Brazilian, Malaysian, then there's European, there's Russian. Did I leave one out? I think that's it.
Italian? No.
You know what? It's true. Yes, some people say Italian hair. Tell you the truth, I've been researching a lot. I have not yet come to find out really what the hair or whose hair it is. I believe it's all Indian. That's what I think. I personally like to purchase Brazilian, but I'm not sure if it's really, you know, from Brazil. The company that I purchased my hair from is from China. So it doesn't feel like Asian hair to me, so I don't think it's any Asian people, but you know, just to be honest with you, I don't know. Who knows exactly? I think it's Indian. Yeah. Another thing, if anybody's interested in doing fusion extensions, I know we didn't really talk about that. Those are these little individual guys that come pre-tipped, or you can tip them yourself in keratin. I think I was talking about it earlier a little bit because this is like a method that I really like doing if I do the individuals. I don't really like the microlinks too much because I feel like they poke. I wore them a while and they kind of like poke me a little bit, and I don't like the way they slide. And also I have a really cool picture if you guys want to see microlinks gone wrong. No, I think the person that put them in didn't really put them in right because the eye tips, when you buy them, they're pretty long. And you're supposed to cut them in half. And look, you can see them like still standing out. When you do extensions, you're the professional, you're the hairdresser. So you don't want to tell your client, hey, go pick up the hair and then come to me and I'll put it in. I mean, you wouldn't tell your client to go pick up your shears or a box of color before you do the hair, right? No. You provide that for them. Just as, you know, when you do extensions, that's your signature on the hair. Like, you know, they'll walk around with, this is what you did. If somebody asks them, oh, who did your hair? And if it's a mess, and she says your name, then, you know, it falls back on you. No matter on if you purchased the hair or got her the hair or not. So, what I've been like really doing a lot is going to salons, talking to hairdressers, and, you know, giving them a chance to purchase hair wholesale, good hair, and then resell the hair to their clients. Just because, you know, it gives you a more professional look. It gives you a better, you know, idea on what hair it is and how to work with the hair. Especially if you do like microlinks or fusion. You have these little melting pots, and you have one with silicone and you have one with keratin. And you determine on how, you know, the hair is of your client to either make thicker or thinner strands. If the client has a whole lot of hair, then you don't want to, you know, use the individual strands that they can buy. I mean, you can double them up, but, you know, it's a lot of work. You can already, you know, see, okay, she has thick hair, so I can use a good diameter of strand in her hair. You part her hair, you dip the hair in keratin, you apply it, boom, done. Not only did you save like the client a lot of time to, you know, go purchase the hair. Usually they don't know what is good hair, what is not good hair. They usually go for the cheapest, and then you have to deal with it. The silicone you use for the eye tips. Here, I can show you the difference. So this is keratin. It's the keratin bond. So if you want to take them out, all you do is you crackle this. and it dusts off. Nothing happens to the client's hair. I can show you guys on this one. So this is the keratin. Just imagine, you know, I mean it looks a little flat right now because this is the way I prepare them. But you need a certain tool for it. There we go. This is the tool. You put the strand. Well, I really don't put the strand in between this, but what I do first is I lay it on here, and then it kind of like melts. And it has to happen like really, really fast because otherwise it dries. But you have to take the strand and immediately roll it onto the hair. You want to make sure that the hair goes right in between so you cover it all around so it won't get loose. And you know, when people get these individuals, I always tell them to at least brush their hair 3 times a day. There's a certain brush that I provide that instead of having the little stand up with the ball, it's kind of like this. So it's really easy for the hair to get brushed and not to tangle. Because this is what happens all the time to women that have individuals. They don't brush their hair right and it starts natting up in the back. Yeah, and that's when, you know, it gets bad for you because you have to untangle it. And, you know, at the end, the client is going to be like, oh, those are horrible extensions because I don't like to wear them. So, therefore, you always have to make sure you have a maintenance. Like, let your client know that when you get extensions, once a month, you have to come see me for maintenance. Just because I want to make sure that everything's okay, if there were any strands that fell out, because you know what happens, they fall out. It shouldn't fall, you know, it shouldn't be like 20 a day, but, you know, maybe 1 or 2 a week, that's kind of like okay. So then you can, as you know, as a service, you put that in, or you put that back in for them, and they'll appreciate it. But yeah, you have to certainly do a maintenance, if it's the microlinks, if it's the fusion extensions, if any individuals, even with the tape, you have to do a maintenance. And then at the end of, depending on how fast the hairs grows, and that's another thing. A lot of people will ask you, well, how long do the extensions last? And if you want to get a client, you'll tell them, oh, 4 to 5 months, or 5 to 6 months, or 3 to 4 months. You can never really tell. You have to know the client first, how fast their hair grows, in order to give them an amount of time. That's just, you know, some people now these days they take vitamin pills, prenatal pills, all type of like, you know, keratin growing things. So it'll, you know, that will decrease or increase the time.